I think there was an obvious momentum shift, wasn't there? I think probably came second best in the aerial battle, and they got momentum from getting into the corners and the set piece. I think they're more turned up this week and put us under pressure. And then, like I say, there was probably too much momentum for us to shift it back.
You kind of knew that the backlash was coming. What was it? Just very hard to deal with when it was there.
I think from the outside, it probably felt like a backlash, but I think from where I'm sitting here, we probably didn't help ourselves. The parts of the game that were prevalent and positive from last week weren't there, particularly in the second half this week. We're fortunate we've got another week. It's going to be obviously the biggest week of the tour now, and it's the last chance to put it right.
What would be your message to the players this week to pick them up from this defeat?
So, what did you say? I can't hear that.
What would be your message to the players?
What would be your message to the players this week to pick them up from this result?
Well, in the immediate, when we got together after the game, we stayed together. Still squad effort. Gats is notorious for making changes, and we go again. There's been a lot said about a wounded Springbok. I think the Lions have taken a dent today, and we need to put it right.
Thank you.
Hi Alan, Hugo in here. The Springboks in that last sort of 20-30 minutes got on a real roll in set piece, scrum lineouts and mauls. Can you kind of put into words how it feels when you're on the other side of that? And but have you perhaps learned something out of that will be useful next week?
I think we got a bit of pressure early on, and we probably chased aerially too hard. We did well at stifling them all last week on the deck. Probably something we need to look at. It was probably a byproduct of, like I say, the positive pressure we had early on in the game. But we probably just need to stick to the plan.
And you've already mentioned what you've said to the players as a message for next week. But when you're in that huddle at the end of the match, you gathered all the players around you and spoke to them. What was the spirit from them coming through? It's a weird situation when you go 1-1. It's not as if the whole thing's lost at all, is it? What was the spirit coming back from the players there?
No, I could. There's a lot of eye contact, and you could feel the fact that everyone's, like I said earlier, everyone's well aware that Gas will make changes, and there'll probably be opportunity for some, and the feeling that people want to put it right, and I could definitely feel that.
Thank you.
Alun Wyn Jones. I'm sorry for the loss. There seemed to be a lack of tempo in the game today. A lot of stoppages, very, very slow, deliberate decisions. I could see both you and Robbie Henshaw and a couple of the other guys really trying to get tempo out of the referee and get some pace back into the game. Was that really frustrating you?
Yeah, we obviously talked about tempo. It's what we saw last week. We tried to do that, but obviously weren't able to do it.
What would you put that down to?
Game management, probably on behalf of the Springboks, but ultimately we go when the whistle's on. And a lot's been said in the week about speaking to the man in the middle, so I tried to do and be as respectful as I could to try and get that tempo in the game, but obviously failed at that.
Good luck, mate, next week.
Hi, Alun Wyn. Do you take confidence going into the third test, the fact that the Boks probably didn't try anything that you weren't expecting today, or is it more worrying that they were able to get the better of you, having not thrown something that you weren't expecting, if you know what I mean?
I think I do. I think we were well aware of what they were going to improve on. They probably did to us what we wanted to do to them. They tried to do it last week. They probably just did it better, and we saw more of it. Again, from our lack of, maintaining possession in key areas, and probably giving away penalties that just give them a roll on down the field, which you can't do against any team, let alone the Springboks.
Alan, I just wanted to ask, it's the third time you've gone to 1-1 in the Lions Test Series. What's this week going to be like as a player? How special is it?
They're big weeks. This is different. People ask about comparisons on previous tours. You can't compare them. They're different weeks, different opposition. This, as I've already said, this week is going to be a big week. Be interesting to see what Gats does with the team. But definitely it's going to be a big week.
Hi, Alun. Can I just ask you, when they brought on Lou de Jager and they had the three locks on the pitch, how tricky is that to manage in terms of line out more kind of stuff, and maybe that kind of different picture of 3 second rows?
Well, they started with Peter Steph Tutoy, so they had those 3 aerial threats. Lud came on, obviously that was restored. And yeah, you know, it makes it more tricky, but you know, we still have enough in the armoury to deal with that. You know, and I'm sure they'll go 6-2 again next week. So it's, you know, we'll face that again.